Oh, shit.
Look at Hope. I don't see y'all.
We're here. We here. Yeah, yeah.
I'm about to say, Taylor, we here.
Where y'all? Shoot, we here. Where is y'all?
What we gonna do about Wednesday? Next week?
We'll figure it out. Not worry about it yet.
Because we'll be back Friday. We need Friday.
Mm-hmm. We'll figure it out.
All right.
Not worried about it yet.
She's like, I don't see y'all.
Y'all don't see us? 28 people see us.
Like, you better reboot, Hope. You better reboot.
Get my girl Hope the boots.
28 people see us.
28? Boot it. Gang gang for life.
Come on, Hope. You better come on in.
Where my girl Hope at?
Don't get left behind.
Hey, Dave the Destroyer.
She been waiting
Stud
all
Muffin.
day.
I hadn't seen you before. Nice to meet you.
Hope
Jose, good to always see you, my friend. Yeah, why are you late, buddy? I'm late because I have a job.
And he couldn't leave until the boss say so.
Well, I mean, I couldn't leave until the boss got ghosts, but you know, whatever.
They don't need to know the details. We can keep that to ourselves.
Hey, from Ontario, Lori. Good to see you. What's up? Yo, gang gang.
Hope said, dang it, let me shut it down. I'll be right back. She funny. I'm going to tell her, we talking about her.
Policy for twin. Okay, nice to meet you too. Some new people in here tonight. Michael, good to always see you, my friend. John, what's up? Voila. Anthony Whitmore, what's the deal, baby? Good evening, good people.
What's up, Ant Dog?
Raise the roof up. Eugene, what's the deal, baby? Janelle, what's up? Hey, man, I'm Steve O.
Look at this. It's charcoal. It's supposed to be good for your insides.
Well, it's going to make your insides black. Zach, what's the deal? Sute, nice to see you. Shanta Clarity, Victor. Should we start the music?
Sure. You want to taste? It's
Oh,
good for you. It'll help your liver, your spleen, your kidneys.
Oh, look at my new. I had to update my iPad. Look at what it shows now.
Oh, cool. Like a beat.
Woo! What does it taste like?
You live a long life.
Don't take that at all. Y'all can't see the funky melodies that I'm playing on my iPad. Funky melodies.
It has lemon, H2O, agave, and charcoal.
Susan, what up, Susan? Lex Prince, Sammy D, what's the deal, baby? Eugene, gang, John, gang. Are we set for something exciting? I don't know. I think it's exciting. I don't know about you guys. Good evening, good people.
Do you have an extra cord? No.
Not in my room, we do.
That's okay. I just won't have this after a while. It's alright.
Mary, hey, my insurance lady. Malcolm, gang, Taj, what's the deal?
Hey, Carol. Hey, Susan.
Live video, Taj. I know first time in a long time. Lori, Paul.
Hey, Steve-O.
Hey, Michael.
A.K.A. R. Kelly.
He's the O.
Just playing. Just kidding. Hey, Bethany.
Nathan says he wants to say something. He's coming on in a few minutes. I'm going to do the news first. Nathan, so hang on. Hey, Gurka. Hey, Robert. Okay, y'all, let's get to the introductions.
Hey,
let's
Margarita.
Landon, what's up, my man? First Lady of Dinar Gang.
Can you open it for me? I don't know
You
why
just
even-
closed it?
I know. Look, I'm getting charcoal on me. I need it in my insides. Thank you, sir.
That's weird.
No, it's not.
Weird
It's healthy.
stuff, man. Weird stuff.
New health craze, black charcoal.
He said, Jose said I was messing with you. I know you was, man. I was been working, man. Okay. Melvin sent me something else. Oh, yeah. Nah, bro. Don't listen to anybody else. Y'all, if you send me anybody else's stuff, I won't listen, yo. As soon as I figure out it's a YouTuber or anything, I will completely turn it off because as you know, if you're going to be a free thinker, you can be in a think tank or a think room with people, but if you're actually collabing with people and what happens is it's like listening to music. If all I do is if I'm making a song and I listen to music and I start listening to Kanye West, then inherently maybe Kanye West music might filtrate through me. So don't give me any YouTuber stuff. Give me straight news, straight facts, or straight whatever you think it is. Unless it's some crazy weirded out stuff.
He won't even take it from me, so.
No, I won't. I don't want to listen. I won't listen.
He laughed in my face, you guys.
I didn't laugh in your face. I just told you I'm not listening to that garbage.
No, I sent you something. You said laughing my ass off. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Where'd you get that? LMAO. I got the text messages.
I'm like, dude, come on, man. I thought we covered this like week 1.
Hey, man. I'm just trying to be proactive. Don't shoot the messenger.
Okay, I think it's duly noted that right now that you talk about what is truly going on in Iraq, right? Iraq is in disarray. There's problems. There's major freaking problems. Now, the problems stem from so they're having these protests, right? And people think the protests are up. The protests are not up. They were going to protest tonight. They're gearing up for remote protests tonight. Because Mahdi said that he launched the first round of the reform that he had right now. And that process was, hold on here. I'll read what Mahdi said he was going to do for the people. Okay, I'll read each of them. I'm going to give this a little care and attention here. The first package of cabinet decisions in response to the demands of the demonstration of the general public. Okay? 1, open the door to apply for residential land allocated to low-income people and other categories in accordance with the decision of the Council of Ministers and Governance. 2, completing distribution of 170,000 housing units to the beneficiary of low-income Basra province within a period not exceeding 4 weeks. Preparing and implementing a national housing program that includes the construction of 100,000 housing units distributed among the governments, giving priority poorest governments and regions. 4, hey, Nathan?
I don't know if he's on speaker.
I don't know yet. Nathan? Hold on here a moment, okay? Hold on. The thing's acting goofy. Hold on. Oh, yeah, hit this button. Okay, Nathan, I'm doing the news, so hold on just a moment, okay? Let me get to the news portion of this.
All right, will you call me back?
I'll call you right back. Now we're going to sit here on hold. I'll call you right back.
Okay.
Bye.
That ruined the special guest. But anyway.
You had already said.
All right, told you. The Minister of Finance shall strengthen the balance of housing fund in order to increase the number of borrowers and enable them to build housing units. Giving 150,000 unemployed persons who do not have the ability to work a monthly grant. April described that as a stipend. I'm going to describe that as welfare. Right? Mm-hmm. That's all it is welfare, yeah. Right? And what is welfare? Welfare is really, and we got into this discussion on Mr. Brando platform on Facebook, and somebody, I forgot who it was, I think it was Regis. Regis said, you know what that is, Brandon? Welfare is designed as a short-term fix. What happens is you get the entitlements that come in for generational speaking, and these people can't get off of welfare, right? Mm-hmm. But to me, what that does is it takes off the eyes off a bigger prize, right? Way bigger prize. The establishment of modern marketing complexes in commercial areas in Baghdad and Providence distributed those referred to in previous paragraph during a period in 3 months, a total of 60 billion dinar provided that the owner of the kiosk pledges to employ 2 unemployed to ensure the provision of less than 45,000 job opportunities for citizens, taking into consideration giving priority to those who have been removed stalls. Preparing a program to train and qualify unemployed who have the ability to work, and the number of 150,000 young graduates and non-graduates with a financial grant during the training period, 175,000 dinars per month per person, 78 billion and a half dinars in order to qualify them and run those who pass the training course successfully in investment companies operating in VAC. So it's really interesting that they took on number 8 the choice of putting them in investment companies, you know what I mean, for qualified people, granting the successful person in the above training course appropriate loans to establish or small enterprises, profit-making loan fund at the Ministry of Labor and Social Affairs. 10, include the unemployed participants in the training program of the industrial services laws by granting them a piece of land service Oops, I just lost my place here. Uh-oh, that was not good.
Hi, Cindy.
Ministry will open the door volunteering for young people 18 to 25 years to the electronic portal reception center's governance. The Ministry of Defense and Interior to take the basic procedure to repeal the contracts in all governments. The Ministry of Education shall take the necessary measures to contract the volunteer lecturers, include required financial allocations in the 2020 budget according to their need and specialization. It's kind of funny they put the Ministry of Education, who's supposedly not there. The Ministry of Agriculture shall take the basic procedure to exempt farmers from the amounts lease of agricultural lands resulting in the previous dues. The governors, in coordination with the social welfare departments, to consider the victims as demonstrators and security services as martyrs to be covered by law enforced and by granting their families the rights and privileges arising from their own. I mean, if they're going to give them something for their passing, which is, I think that's good. The Ministry of Health shall provide treatment services to the wounded demonstrators and security. I think that's good. And I mean, this is the whole thing about that. I don't think any of that stuff is bad, right? I'm not saying that at all. My whole point to this is that's not the original list, right? Like, that's not what they said. Like, the list that they had was quite clear, quite concise. It was very, very easy to follow. I'm going to find it here in just a moment, and I'm going to read that list. So, this is Halabusi's list I have, which, again, had nothing to do with stopping the auctions and so here's the list of demands from the demonstrators, okay? Declaring a real war on corruption. Did any of those things say that I just mentioned? No. Preventing the interference of political parties and blocs in the government work. Separating political entities or entitlement from government positions and establishment of a federal service council. No. Number 3, the formation of construction council which consists of specialists to be responsible for all projects and future plans of the country. No. 4, really support the private sector. Protect the domestic product to eliminate unemployment, move the local economy, maintain foreign currency within the country, and open the door for real domestic and foreign investment. No. Cancellation of the currency auctions and adoption of the free market policy. No. To confine arms to the state in genuine manner and abolish all armed manifestations and militarization of society. Well, we saw what happened when we gave the Iraqi military armament, right? They killed the public. Over 100 people killed, 4,000 or 4,000 to 6,000 people injured, I believe. Mm-hmm. Restructuring all government sectors, especially the service ones, to be real productive sectors. Restructuring an organization of the institutions of education and the fast urgent in order to produce successful education sectors according to international standards. No. Amending electoral law to be a fair law and preserving the rights of all. Repeal and amend all laws and legislation that contravene the Constitution, immediately apply the disabled paragraph of the Constitution, and abolish all special privilege laws. Nope. Give an opportunity more than 15 days to start the implementation of the above, or else the ceiling of our demands next time will be higher and bigger. My problem with what Mahandi is doing is he's not actually doing anything but talking. And that's what the people are sick of. So the point of what I'm trying to tell you guys is I don't see this getting a whole lot better before it gets a whole lot uglier, right? Because the whole thing is compare and contrast, right? Mm-hmm. Our demands are this, but we're going to give you free housing. But my demands are this. Well, we're going to do this. My demands are this, but we're going to do this. The idea here is, y'all, the demands are not being met. So what's going to happen tomorrow when they launch the second round of reforms? I have a feeling that it's going to get a whole lot bloodier and a whole lot. I think they're going to actually, it's not going to be civil war. I don't think civil war is it's not going to get to that. The UN Security Council is watching this too closely. Mahandi's already said, like, you guys already saw, Sadr demanded his head. He couldn't get it. So when people talk about, well, they're going to have a special election in 2020. No, they're not. This is going to go to term. They couldn't fire Maliki. They couldn't fire Abadi. They can't fire him. They ain't going to do it. But Mahandi's going to have to act like a real president and do unpopular things. Now, these are what they got right. The old Iraq, either under Abadi or Mahandi, and thank you, Todd, for this, is a little bit more about democracy, okay? At least this Iraq is attempting to negotiate with these demonstrators. Kudos to them for that. They're trying to be a little bit more diplomatic, and at least they're trying to do things to help the people a little bit. Mm-hmm. But is it too little, too late? They don't need social welfare. They need to share in the HCL. That's their God-given right under their own constitution.
Right.
They need to share in the land and in the housing that their constitution says no Iraqi person shall be poor. They are rich in nature. They shall have free healthcare, free housing, and money. So I don't think the people of Iraq are unjust in asking for what they want. They're only asking for the government to live up to the Constitution. Mm-hmm. It'd be kind of like today if the government or Donald Trump came in and said, well, Mr. Brando, I don't like what you're talking about. I'm going to silence you. Well, I have an inherent right to my First Amendment, which is speech, or my Second Amendment. I don't remember which it is. First or Second Amendment, I don't remember. Right?
Yeah.
Or my right to bear arms. Or my right to congregate and fellowship about my religion. Those are my rights, right? If my rights were somehow to stop, this country would go ballistic. But in Iraq, now they're trying to go ballistic, then the government moves a little bit. But remember, the people of Iraq need to treat the government like the Kurds treated the government of Iraq. Don't give up. You saw what happened. The government of Iraq is actually very weak. If the citizens put their pedal to the metal, they can get everything they want. But they've got to be willing to go the distance for it. And God bless them for the ones that died. God bless their souls in heaven and may everything for their families be a blessing for the rest of their lives. And I pray nothing but good things for them. But you know what? That's a greater good for Iraq.
Thank you, Sharon. First Amendment. Your First Amendment right is speech.
Free speech.
Second is arms.
My right to bear arms. I think two of the most crucial rights that I think a person can have.
What?
Don't shut me up and don't take my guns. And in places that you can't have guns and you can't speak freely, you're not living free. Freedom ain't free. Now, I told you guys I already had that list of the Baghdad Stock Exchange with all the people in the stock. There's a lot of solutions out there, but a lot of these people are saying protect the national product. The national product. The national product is oil. You know what our national product here in the States is? It's people. It's funny. There, we consider people our national product. Their national product is oil. Mm. That's another reason why I'm so down on people and say, the dinar's never going to go higher than this. It has to. Or you're going to have every swinging speculator go over there and buy up all that oil, and it ain't going to happen. They're not going to lose that. The absorption of unemployment. What does that mean? Don't you think you have to employ... Unemployment in your country is 50%. That just seems unacceptable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? While the wealthy sit around and get rich, right? Mm-hmm. And the electricity crisis. I get that. That's a big one. Law enforcement and arms controlled by the state. Well, we saw what happened there. Not very good at that. Restoring trust between the people, the government, and political class. The only way that will happen is if you give the classes something to give them a little bit of power, which is what? It's financial.
Mr. T said there will be more bloodshed before we see the bread.
Mm-hmm. Mr. T is a wise soul. You will. And I hate to say that like that, but he's absolutely true. There will be a lot more deaths, probably, a lot more rioting. If the people are truly steadfast in their beliefs, there's going to be a lot more hell before we see any daybreak in this. Now, will this screw with our investment? Yeah, it will. It's going to screw up things. The longer this goes on, they're not going to change the value of the Iraqi dinar while all this going on. This could be the catalyst that makes them change it. But they're not going to change it under the status quo. They're just not. It's going to get worse before it gets better. Mm-hmm. Okay? So dig in. Don't ask me date or rate as a comment because I'm simply going to block you because you're an idiot at that point. You got to look at the bigger picture. Okay? Now, a lot of people are saying that like Halabusi got clowned when he had his little meeting with the demonstrators. They threw shoes at him. They said he was a paid employee. You know what I mean? They cut the internet services. They tried to restore the internet services on Saturday, and then they said they're going to have intermediate internet services as of today. Part of the thing now, people consider the internet to be like a free enterprise. And like you should be able to post on social media, keeping the updates. When you can't do those things, countries feel like you got something to hide. Are you going to invest in a country that you can't check on your investment via satellite? No. So right now is not the time to invest. Is it a bad investment? No, but they got to get their ish together. They can't do that, right?
Right.
Mahdi demanded that Parliament give him power to make certain amendments, but he doesn't have to demand it. He already has it. His power is absolute. All he has to do is enact it. He doesn't need quorum. All he has to do is go in there with his little red card and say, this is what we're going to do. Boom. This is what we're going to do. Boom. This is what we're going to do. Boom. This is what's going to happen. Boom. I put this person the Minister of Education. I make this person be the Minister of Healthcare. I present this. We're going to do that. But he hasn't done that.
Right.
A lot of people are saying he's an Iranian puppet. And he hasn't really defended himself to say he's not. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, he doesn't give me a whole bunch of hope for him. He's going to have to get his ish together. Right?
Right.
Because he's slacking. And the Kurds just keep on coming. But you know what? The Kurds like him because they got their 17%. Because they know how to negotiate. The demonstrators need to hold the same steadfast belief. Don't give up on your eye being on the prize. Keep it going. Keep your foot on the metal. Don't give up. Okay? Now, on a lighter note, before I get to Nathan, because he said he needed a few minutes to clean up what he wanted to say, Refinitiv launches FX and money marketing awareness program at the central bank. Refinitiv is a major player in the markets. In partnership with the Central Bank of Iraq, the CBI is rolling out an awareness program to promote FX global practices in Iraq. As part of the collaborative of the CBI, organized a special workshop hosting 19 Iraqi banks, Beirut and Lebanon. The worksheet covered a variety of FX themes aimed at enhancing the practice of great technologies and tools and cementing the interbank collaboration within Iraq financial and banking opportunities. It is crucial we implement global practices as move to a more regulated FX money market MM trading in Iraq. More partnership with Reinstatement will raise the quality of our interbank collaborative and allow our key banks to explore new spectrum of technology tools used by FX and MM traders globally. We can look forward to rolling out more awareness sessions aimed at educating. And if you go through and look at these guys, man, they are huge. They leave their contact information. They offer so many global goods and services. It is really, really a cool thing. Okay? UN calls for immediate dialogue. They established that. I read that to you guys. I read you that. There's not extra there.
Elvis says, I can't wait to see the results of the meeting between the GOI, Minister of Finance, and the Central Bank of Iraq.
The what?
I'm just reading this out. I can't wait to see the results of the meeting between the GOI, the Minister of Finance, and the Central Bank of Iraq.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, with everything going on right now, I want to know what happens to Alak. Alak needs to get his ass out of there. Just saying, okay? Fayyad says that, Fayyad brings up an interesting point. He says they will fight to attempt to anybody that tries to overthrow the government. It sounds almost like the way that he words this article, and I'll kind of read a portion of it to you, right? Just real quick, because I thought this was duly noted, okay? Fayyad, and I'm not a big Fayyad fan, but I do like his security measures. Golly, man, this internet is moving slow today.
It is?
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. I made sure I shut off everything. Downstairs.
The gist of it is that he made it seem like what was going on in Iraq was staged by an outside source outside of Iraq, by somebody else. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And the way he kind of presented it was, they know who's behind it, and they will be brought to justice. And I put on my comment on there was, it sounds like Iranian influence to me, and it sounds like a bunch of BS, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm looking forward to see if they capture them and get rid of it. Now, it's funny, the one call that you read about all over Dinar Land is Pompeo calls Mahdi and the latter review the issues and the demonstrators. And the funny thing is today, Mahdi says, well, back to business as usual. I thought that was a very, very, very funny thing that he would say, that everything was back to business as usual, when tonight Nathan, come on, enough of the BS. Nathan, you can wait.
Oh my God.
6 minutes? You can wait till my final 6 minutes. I'll make you wait all night. I'll make you wait till Wednesday if I want to. You better have some earth-shattering freaking news for me if I call you. Earth-shattering. It better be blow my mind.
You too.
I know, right? He's like pimping. I'll just hang up.
Oh gosh.
Prime Minister will launch the reform packages tomorrow. Projects, decisions to be met, demands, demonstration noting this package is all linked to the demands of the demonstration, including regard to jobs and finance projects. Okay, killed a couple ISIS people. And we talked about Refinitiv. Okay, so Nathan, let's hear your news. I'm going to call you. This better be earth-shattering. I'm in lower power mode. Shoot.
You there?
Yeah, you there?
Hey Nathan,
Yeah.
you got 20%. You'll be okay.
April, I heard you in the background.
Hi there, Nathan. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks, April. Not too bad.
Okay.
So listen, I want to do a real quick 5-minute spiel here, yeah?
Okay.
So are we adults? Are we adults only now?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. The floor is yours.
Yeah, go for it. Sure.
Go
Yeah,
for it.
okay. Really? But look, I had to fly back to Quito in Ecuador. They're protesting here. The indigenous people are protesting here on Thursday, Friday. It was another protest, but now the indigenous people. Listen, so I'm going real hardcore here. So if you hang up on me, you can't hang up on me, okay? I'll start with something. Then I just want 5 minutes, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. So are we adults only?
Go for it.
The floor is yours.
Okay, Steve-O Street, go fuck yourself. Okay, did you hear what I just said? Steve-O Street, go fuck yourself. Don't fucking claim I'm some pussy. You can do a Freedom of Information Act in 2011 when the uprising in Libya with Gaddafi. I was the only was the only expat to get clearance from the U.S. Treasury. Do a fucking, excuse my language, with that clown, what he said to me, what he was making his comments on the last time I called in. So you do a Freedom of Information Act call in your U.S. government, and there's only one foreign national that got clearance from your U.S. Treasury to buy crude oil from Libya from the rebels. So if it's this clown wants to call me up, fucking do your call in, and you can do a Freedom of Information Act, and you can contact Brandon and get my full name. I'm the only one who got clearance from your U.S. Treasury and your State Department to do those transactions. With the two Chinese ships came in, I did that. So that's all. That's Steve-O Street in my last call, the call before, with a smart ass comment. That's fine. Secondly, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
We're here.
Keep going, bro. Keep going. You got the floor. This is you.
Yeah. Secondly, I've never claimed that they're going to LOP. What I'm saying is that at the institutions I've been involved in, they've got an angle. So I don't buy into all this Chinese dragon bullshit and all that, but I'm saying they've got an angle. And one of the angles, and that's purely from my talking to people, it's not founded in anything. I thought maybe if they LOP, they could tie it into a derivative, and then they would be exempt from a LOP. So in other words, in clear layman terms, if you had a 25k note and they suddenly LOPed, if you tied it into a derivative, into a structured derivative, it would mean the derivative wouldn't be affected by the LOP. That's all that means. But I'm very confident, especially from the last 3 days, and we're not talking about fucking sky in the pie bullshit about dragon families and stuff. I'm actually very confident that the average speculator, i.e. the average holder stateside or global side that's holding dinar, will make a return within the next maximum 6 months. But I'm pretty confident, I'll go on the record and say this, before the end of the year, you'll see a nominal return. I would like to have said it's probably going to be by the first quarter, by the end of the first quarter next year, but I'm willing to go that far. Secondly, or thirdly, I should say, I've had a few drinks, as you know, Brandon.
I know.
But that's, but please, that Steve O'Street piece of crap that
But
claims
Steve
that I was more interested.
Nathan.
Sorry,
Nathan.
April.
Nathan.
Steve said he didn't say anything
No,
to you.
no. Listen. If someone's it's fine. There's a lot of clowns in this game.
Mm-hmm.
So all he needs to do, you can do a Freedom of Information Act. I'm the only foreigner that got clearance from your State Department and your U.S. Treasury to buy. And my first name's Nathan. Brandon has my full name, and you contact him and do a Freedom of Information Act. I was the only person sanctioned by your government to buy crude from the rebels during the uprising in 2011. So tell that Steve O'Street to go fuck himself. Claims I'm more interesting when I'm drunk. Well, I'm drunk now. He wants to play. I've worked for Halliburton. I'll lay some stuff down. I was Dick Cheney's right-hand guy at 20 years of age before he ran on the Dick Cheney Bush ticket, at 20 years of age. So you do the math, okay? So I've worked with you Yanks, but when I get some little clown claiming that I'm full of shit, that's fine. Do it. You have the legislation there to do what's it called, a Freedom of Information Act.
Nathan,
that's fine. You
Nathan,
contact Brandon. What's that?
Nathan, let me tell you something, brother. You don't have to prove a motherfucking thing to anybody. Listen to me, okay? No, Nathan. Don't worry about it. Tell me what you want to tell me. Don't worry about everybody else. You can tell me what you want to tell me because you wanted to clear up some things. You clear them up.
Yeah, sorry about my language. But
okay.
Anyway, I had to come, as you know, I had to go back to Ecuador. But listen, that's fine. I'm just a few drinks ago.
I know, man. Don't worry about it.
But look, there's something going on here. That's all I'm going to say. And these people that, I told you, I called you early on in the day, Brandon, and I said to you, that chap that rang you up, the Yank that rang you up in the last call, he says, about, he's going to get on to Patreon on that.
Yeah.
See, listen, I'm not one of these assholes that is looking to make money off bullshit and propagating total fucking clown stories and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've worked, I've worked around the world. There's something going on, and I know it's coming to a head. I know it's coming ahead, but I don't want some clown. And I shouldn't really give a crap, because I'm going sailing in in a very short amount of time, but it's just that Steve O'Street or whatever this clown's name is saying, I'm full of shit. That's fine. You have that clown has the ability to call me out.
Listen, Nathan, I have your dossier. If you want, I can post it.
No, don't post it. But my thing is, Steve-O said he didn't say anything.
So listen, Steve-O says he's sorry. He just texted me.
Who did?
Steve-O, he just texted me. He said, B, man, I didn't say shit. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah,
I said, done.
Are you sure you got the right person?
Give him my full name. Give him my full name and get him. It doesn't go. I think it costs you the Yanks about $20 to do a Freedom of Information Act. I'm the only person that your State Department gave clearance to buy crude during the spring uprising when they were taking out Gaddafi. So please give him my full name.
I will.
He texted you personally, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, and tell that guy, if he's going to call me out, then call me out. Fuck it. You know my name. It just annoys me. If you guys want to go and play with all the, not you personally,
Brandon,
I know. But,
I said, I know. But, brother, listen. It's a live show, and we can't go over those comments like that. I need you to get out what you want to get out.
Yeah, another thing, too. I want to get what are we still in 5 minutes? I did promise 5 minutes. I'm just looking at.
That's okay. Keep going, man. Keep going.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. I'm in those Discord channels, which some of you listeners are probably listening to. There's a good people in those Discord channels, and I'm not a proponent of the Zim and that. And there's a Messiah complex and that, and they believe in this crazy stuff, man. Listen, my first wife was a woman from Baku, from Azerbaijan. Her brother runs HSBC in Russia, in the former Soviet Union. He's the big man. And now there's a clown on a Discord channel who's friends or related to or connected to a guy called Mark Z, one of these clowns on YouTube, yeah?
Uh-huh.
Now, he's claiming, this Fleming guy who's a convicted felon for dishonesty charges or whatever,
right?
Now, he's claiming HSBC's behind the Zim and that. Listen to me now, okay?
Okay.
My ex-brother-in-law, I rang him. Fleming, this clown Fleming, claims that HSBC is behind the Zim. Listen, I don't know, but he claimed recently, as in 48 hours ago, claimed that HSBC is going to pay out people on the Zim and all this crazy bullshit. Listen, my ex-brother-in-law is the big boss of HSBC for the Caspian region, yeah? And I rang him and I asked him about this. He says, he because I'm in Latin America, he told me, in no uncertain terms, am I snorting cocaine? So people need to stop this, yeah? With this bullshit, yeah? But all I can say, but when I asked him, at the same time I said, what's this play on the IQD? He said, yes, there is a play. He told me that much. But this Zim bullshit is bullshit. And this guy, Laz, there's another guy on look, it's all got to stop, man. But there's definitely a play on the IQD. I don't know about the dong and all that. But this Zim stuff's got to stop. There's a lot of people being hurt. I actually found out from a friend on the Discord channel. There's one lovely elderly woman who's literally put all her life savings into the Zim thing, with all this project crap. You know, I was going to keep this to 5 minutes. But Steve O'Street, Brandon, give him my full name. Do a disclosure. I'm the only, forget about American citizen, I'm the only person that got clearance by your US State Department to buy crude. I got 2 tankers from China to come in, and I got clearance to buy crude from the rebels. So he can do that. It's very easy to do it, man. You ain't fucking live in a pretty open...
I got a question.
What's that?
Nathan.
Yeah, April.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course you can, April.
Stock question. What's a good stock?
What's this what?
What's a good stock?
Yeah, we're not going into the stock stuff. I'm just venting a little bit.
I'm trying to get you off of Steve-O.
I'll lay it out. Like, you know, these guys can follow the Mark Z's, the Fleming, the Lazarus of the world. There's a guy called Laz who's the most Messiah, who has a huge Messiah complex, thinks he's fucking God's gift to bloody business. Listen, the world doesn't work like that way. Yes, I would love to think that the world does work the way we would like to think. It doesn't work like that. People aren't that intelligent. I've worked with the bankers. I've worked with basically most people are either full of shit or dumb as fuck.
Okay,
excuse my
Nathan,
language.
I got a
don't
question
really care.
for you. I got a question for you. Okay. If the Iraqi dinar was to reinstate their currency, right? What are their odds of them reinstating it to at least $1 based upon your general information, or reinstating it to its current value now and it floating? And if it floats, everybody that's in the currency business know it can only float plus or minus about 20%, right?
Well, listen, man. Look, as I've said, I've tried to make it clear. The transactions that I'm involved in, they're institutional transactions. So whatever the play they are doing, I don't know if it's related to an RV or an RI. I'm not going to bullshit. I'm not a guru. I'm not going. All I know with a relative amount of confidence is that they're going to make a lot of money. Mm-hmm. So there's a play on. And I even put it this far, because I'm not under NDA. Mm-hmm. that we have 3 more transactions scheduled.
Mm-hmm.
They brought forward the institutions. Well, one particular institution brought forward a transaction and consummated yesterday.
Okay.
So they're moving ahead very quickly now. And if you knew who this particular institution was, it surprised me and surprised Shihab and Talal. Well, there we go. You know who I'm talking about, Brandon. So it's
Nathan, I'm going to cut you off,
me.
Nathan. You can't tell that type of stuff. Nathan, you're cut off.
They're only first names, man. So
You
there's a lot
can't
of
say
Talals
those
and
names.
Shihabs in the world.
Nathan, good night. Good night, Nathan.
Fair enough.
Good night.
Have I sworn too much?
I know. Good night, Nathan.
Daisy said good night.
Good night. Daisy says good night, Nathan, too. All right.
Bye.
Bye, Nathan.
Oh my gosh.
I love Nathan. That's my brother. I love him to death. But he's like me. Give him a little too much of goodness and bad things happen. Now,
I'm just trying to change the conversation.
it didn't suck. You guys got to understand something. When you guys know something and you know it well, when people challenge your expertise, it pisses you off. I defend that. What does it say? This guy to retire is cracked. Oh, well, no, it's not cracked. Trust me. Listen, the guy's, he's a friend. Look, I trust him with everything. He's a good guy.
He just had a little too much.
Yeah, tonight he had a little too much.
You on what?
And I defend him to I've seen his dossier. I know what the man's doing. I'm not worried about it. He's hilarious. And he despises gurus. And the thing about it is he doesn't have to call. He's like Pempe. He's not being paid to do anything. He's doing it out the love of his heart. And I cut him off because he's naming names of people that can get him in trouble. So I had to cut him off. That's the only reason why I did. Yes, my real name is Brandon. If you didn't know it, that's the Brando in it, okay? Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Ooh, Nathan needed Jesus tonight.
He was on one. I love it. I think everybody should get on one.
Water. This can be played over and over and over and over again. You don't want your embarrassing moments on live.
Oh, hey, look, another embarrassing moment. Here it comes.
No.
I'm just joking.
No.
Hey.
Hey, Pimpe.
Oh, you know damn well I was loving that.
I know you were.
I was like, is that brother drunk? Come on now. I see a party partner right there. And then he threw out the good stuff, plus cocaine. I was like, this guy's really
I'm like, oh my God. I'm like in my Rick James voice. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Did you see what I put in there? I said, add in ecstasy and Molly. We have an orgy. Yeah, buddy. I was
Oh my God.
Well, to his defense, can I tell y'all something? I talked to Nathan when he landed at about 3 o'clock this afternoon. And he said, I have nothing to do. I said, man, go by a bar and have a couple drinks while you wait for the show tonight. He said, I want to call in. And he was really upset because he felt like there was a lot of... He was really upset because there was a lot of people. He called me up and he was like, hey, man, look, there's a lot of people that are depending on this. And I want to set some things straight. And I said, man, look. He goes, there was one bloke that... He called him a bloke. He says, a bloke called in, couldn't afford Patreon. He goes, I wanted to sponsor him and stuff. And I said, well, man, I don't know his name, blah, blah, blah. He was like, man, he goes... I just want to tell people so much stuff about this. He goes, I don't know where to start. I said, man, and I told him this. This is me. I said, man, go sit in a bar, eat, and drink, and just chill.
Sound like he just drank.
And he had a liquid.
I didn't hang out with Nathan, drink some alcohol, and listen to Mac Dre in the background. I'm in the building, and I'm
he was on attack for Steve-O, and I'm just like, he kept saying his name, and Steve-O was like, I didn't say nothing.
He didn't. And you know what? He probably read it from the last comments of the last video, and he probably read the name wrong, up or down one.
Yeah.
And he got fixated on it. And I did the same thing, not drunk, but just like I get fixated on someone's comment, and the next video, I'm hell-bent on going after him. And he probably just got it messed up. And I apologize for that.
And the other thing is, Steve-O's very active in the chat.
Yeah.
So, you know, he's like, oh, that Overstreet guy. You know what I mean? Like, hell,
Steve number one.
Half the time, Steve-O's talking about other stuff. You know what I mean? So
Tony said I'm going to end up in the trunk again.
And I'll tell you this, if Steve ever met Nathan, he'd like him. They'd like each other. They both like girls. They both like to party. I mean, it'd be fun. You know what I mean? It'd be hilarious. Yeah, he was in a bar for many hours.
I was shots so I could catch up to him before I called in. But he was way ahead of me, so, you know.
Well, Pimpe, what do you think about all these? And I want to say shout out to my sister-in-law Ginger, and shout out to Tony too. And Pimpe, what do you think about all these protesters? You didn't get to talk.
Well, here's my thing on us. And excuse me, I just got my new phone today. For those of you who don't know, I'm not ignoring anybody that's calling me, and I'm not ignoring the 7 billion messages that are on MySpace. Oh, good Lord. I went way back to 1952 on Facebook, all right? Just so you know. I do everything on my phone, and my phone has been acting up and dropping calls, and so I finally got my replacement today. I'll be able to play catch-up. But for the most part, here's my thought. I have a feeling that with the rate that these protesters are going, they can force a rate change to happen. But having said that, what we don't want to see happen is they cause a war. That's what we don't want. Right.
Well, the whole thing with me is it's a really tricky time, right? Because civil war is imminent if they don't get the demands. If they don't get the demands, look, Steve. Thanks, Steve.
Oh yeah, I agree. They're cooked.
Yeah, it's either reinstate.
We see an uprising all around the world of people finally standing up against corrupt government. It's not just there. You see it's happening here. Whether you're a Trump supporter or not, there is something going on worldwide. The guy in Ukraine won because his whole
in Ecuador and in Panama, they're rioting right now about the same thing. He sent me the pictures. There's all kinds of stuff going on around the world.
In Italy, they all put
yes.
Steve kicked in 20.
Hold on. Courtney Brown says any dong's latest. Courtney, this ain't the dong show. I don't do dong. I do dong on Patreon. Tune into my Patreon for dong.
Okay, so on here's the thing. There's a lot of things going on. I did see the thing about the welfare. Here's my thought on that, though. You know what I mean? If they leave the rate at where it is, they have to produce a mass amount of notes to cover everybody. So it just makes sense to me that the rate change take place just so they don't have to produce so many notes. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It would be more costly to stay at this rate than it would be to just do rate change, given the notes more value. So there's less notes needed to hand out.
And remember, the way our U.S. federal government makes money, or the Fed makes money, is off of something called centrage. And that's where you make money off what it costs to make the notes for what you give the money out, right? So you make money.
That's where you get inflation from.
Well,
inflation
and that too.
Is making more money.
And that too. But what it costs to make the note to what you loan it out at, you make the spread. So the government of Iraq has to understand this. There's two things that's going to happen. If they reinstate their notes, the pressure of all those notes coming in is going to make the note count go. It's going to actually make the value come down. Okay? Because as you turn the money in, it's going to make the actual value come.
What I'm talking about is if they don't do a rate change. Remember how they're talking about the giving people welfare? You seen that article today? That's one of the things the government talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you think about how many people they're trying to reach instead of the corrupt version that they had, which is nobody was getting it except for family members of politicians.
Right.
Okay, so if they actually legitimately give it out, the numbers that they were talking about, I was like, that's a lot of people. So with the rate value that it's at, you would have to produce a lot of notes to cover all these people. It just makes more sense to change the rate and give more value to the notes so you won't have to make so many.
Counterbalance, right? Counterbalance.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Now I've been talking to my friend
shifting.
I've been talking to my friend Info Seeker. We're going round and round. He's been analyzing the BTI report with me, and I'm not going to release his information until I have a clear understanding of his meaning. But what I understand is if you take the total note count, right, divide it by what the value they give, it comes to a 0.00 number, right? So my idea is that's why they keep trying to have all this, what they call inclusion, to happen to get more 00 notes in, so they can move that decimal point over one place, one more place. The more people they get involved in the banking sector, in the banking, they can actually move the decimal point by collecting 30 notes, right? So is the Iraqi dinar a good or a bad investment? Someone asked me. I'm not going to answer that. If you invest in the Iraqi dinar, answer that for yourself, right?
Well, you should do your own research.
Well, that's an easy... I mean? No, Pimpe, hold on. Pimpe.
All these so-called gurus,
Pimpe.
listening to them, do your own research.
Pimpe, I mean? I'll ask you a question. Pimpe, I got an idea. I got a bridge in Northern California. Give me $100 right now, and I'm going to give you back $3,000. Are you in?
not without doing a bunch of research.
Okay, then that's the same thing with the Iraqi Dinar. You're not going to... It doesn't matter what somebody else tells you about an investment if you've done a little research. And that's all...
Yeah, see, I got to the point where right now what I'm doing is this. It's not a matter of if they're going to do it. It's not if for me anymore. It's just when.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I'm beyond the, I wonder if they're going to do it.
Right.
I don't have any doubt it's going to happen. It seems impossible for it not to happen, given where Iraq is right now, with needing to rebuild, where they are second in oil production, the green zone opening, all the trade agreements. It's, the ISX really starting to take off. It seems there's no way in hell the value of this money right now is going to stay that way. It's just not going to happen. We all know that the rate is purposely being held down for the purpose of them rebuilding their economy, reestablishing their government, doing what they need to do. Once that's done, there's no excuse for it anymore. There's just no excuse. I believe in 2017, now IMF told them back then, hey, what the hell, just change the rate. You guys are ready for that. And they didn't do it for whatever reason. But, so they've already been told once by the IMF. But, we just need them to be recognized internationally. We just need the rate change to happen. The thing that caught my attention about Nathan, and I totally missed it once he said cocaine, and then I was sidetracked, was he was saying that he said something about he knows that something's going to happen, but I didn't catch what he was saying. I guess I can go back in the show and catch it later on. But he was saying something about, he felt like these investors were wanting a return within 60 days, but at the very latest, the end of March.
That's really what he was hinting at. And I think that's what he kind of wanted to share tonight, was that he felt that some type of return, some type of something that he speculated at was going to happen within 60 days. And as long as, up to the end of the first quarter of next year. But he, in no doubt in his mind, felt like you were going to make something off the Iraqi Dinar. That was his point.
And of course, considering this guy is from the banking industry, you got to feel good about that. I have like a 50 billion questions. I'll love to bounce off the guy, but, we can't both be calling in drunk and just...
Well, no, Pimpe, what we'll do is I'll set up something on Wednesday. We'll do a 3-way call. You, me, and Nathan.
Yeah.
And we'll do a 3-way call, but I'll do it on Patreon in case he wants to throw a couple back. Yeah, and I might throw a couple back with you.
I think that's a great damn idea. Sorry, people who are not Patrons, but I think it's a great idea because you guys got to understand that on Patreon, we have the ability to talk a lot more freely than we do on here. You guys don't. I learned this the hard way in talking to another friend of mine. He's got his own channel. He was talking to me about something on air, and I was talking to him about it, and I said something, and it totally got his whole channel was blocked for like 2 weeks because of something I said. I didn't realize that, not that I want to get into it, but, I realized that you have a lot more freedom of speech on Patreon, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and thank God my whole income is not based off of YouTube. If my whole income, thank you, Colin. My income, my livelihood is not based, I work, so I'm not worried about YouTube. If YouTube shuts me down for 2 weeks, then so be it. Then I just go to Patreon and just post. So, and so be it. Patreon already voted that they didn't want Nathan on there ever again. They wanted him for himself. I didn't tell you that. Patreon already said they wanted Nathan all for themselves. They didn't care what the naysayers said, what anybody said. They believed in him. As I believe in him. Like I tell people, love him like I love him.
Oh, no, I think he's got a lot of money.
Oh, he's on the level.
Steve-O said...
Steve, we love you, my man.
Steve-O said, Pimpe, Nathan's probably in a bar fight right now.
Well, I'll make you laugh. Hold on. I'll make you laugh. April, let me show you something. If you guys think I'm bullshitting, kind of, let me show you something. Right. This is where Nathan is right now.
I believe you.
No, there's a riot where he is right now.
I believe you.
That's probably who caused it.
Well, but you know what? He's the type of guy, you know what? If I was in a bar fight, I'd want him right next to me.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, no, he's a street fighter, and I like
Nathan
it.
Gonna beat somebody down.
He's gonna beat their ass, and I like it.
Bar fight, I want to be surrounded by a bunch of people who you can categorize as don't give a blank.
Yes.
And just don't, and whatever's clever, you just go for it. Hey, whatever. If they're fighting around me, I'll keep drinking. But the first dude that knocks the drink out of my hand, I don't know if you've seen the Toby Keith video where the guys are fighting all around him, and then the dude hits him, and his beer sloshed around his drink, and then one drop goes out of the cup and onto the floor. that's me. I'm like, knock my drink over. It's on. Look,
man,
that's friends of mine
I will tell you
this.
Know,
they do this all the time. They go, "This is for the homies." I go, "You ever spill alcohol like that around me again?"
I tell people this all the time. I'll take 100 Nathans, drunk and crazy, and take a couple fake people, or I'll take 1,000,000 fake people that have nothing but their own interest in mind, because I know Nathan truly loves people and he wants them to succeed, and his real interest is he wants folks to understand that he doesn't want you to not believe because there's a bunch of bullshit out there. You know what I'm saying? He wants you to believe because there's some real stuff out there that can happen.
I like what he said. IQD, XRP, and silver. The 3 best investments. Yeah. I'll go with that plus gold if you want to sit down on it. But go ahead. Sorry about that. I just wanted to see it before pass up.
Gold's expensive, but I mean, going back to Iraq, for you guys, I'm not down on Iraq. I'm down on their government. I'm down on them having a chance to do the right thing. I'm down that it's 3 days later, day 7. Yeah. Tomorrow's day 8. Second round of reforms. The first round sucked. I'm not happy with the first round. I'm down that when they stormed the green zone, that the people that were protecting Mahdi were Iranian militia. I was down about that. I'm down about finding out that Halabusi paid for being the Speaker of the House. I'm down about that. Some news I found out from some people that are inside.
Hey, you know what's so weird, Mr. B? Remember I called you before the protesting started?
Yeah, you did.
I told you my friend had called me and said something's about to happen in Iraq, but he didn't have time to tell me what was popping off.
Right.
Like, he said, there's something about to happen. I was like, well, you want to tell me about it? I think he was trying to tell me about the general. I'm only assuming.
Me
but
too.
I don't know if it has anything to do with the protesters' work. But it's just so funny that he would call me and tell me something's about to pop off, and then right after that, these protests happen. I can't wait to talk to the guy because I have a million questions for this guy. So as soon as I find out anything from him, me and you will talk about that.
Well,
for those of you who don't know, my friend talks about geopolitics with me a lot.
Okay.
Nothing about money. He doesn't know anything about it, but his insight on geopolitics and what he does around the world gives me an idea of what's happening with these different currencies.
Oh, they're riding like they've been listening to Public Enemy. All right, y'all. I hate to cut this short. But
it's not short. We did an hour.
Well, it was a little. Oh, it's about an hour.
No, we started.
I'm not cutting it short. We're gonna call it a night. Tonight, there's not a lot of news. Tomorrow, there'll be a lot more. We'll find out a lot more what's going on in Iraq. We'll get back to you guys. I want you guys to stay positive. Let's see what the second round of reform packages for the demonstrators are tomorrow. Thank God for Pepe calling in.
Up and gets off cocaine. Let's do something on Patreon.
Yeah, we'll do something on Patreon. And thank God for Nathan. Thank you, Nathan, for calling. I will talk to you in a little bit, man. And listen, if you feel attacked like he did, you're gonna lash out. I'm sorry. And like I said, I'll defend
I don't think anybody attacked him. Steve said I didn't attack him.
No, someone attacked him. It's not unprovoked. Not Steve.
Sorry, Steve.
Not Steve. Not Steve.
Sorry,
okay, not Steve. Someone did.
There you go, Casey. That's the song. I love that song.
I'm Steve. Oh, anyway, it's not him. But you know what, you guys? We're gonna call it a night. Everybody get a little rest. We'll talk later on. Have a great evening, and better all, love each other and have a great night. Okay.
Bye, y'all.
Everybody have a good night. Good
Bye.
Bye, Pimpin.
Bye.
Bye, Pimp.